Okay, I woke up today and I was like, okay, it's time for a little heart to heart. Okay, like it's time for me to help you. It's time for me to make a video where most of you can probably relate. And keep in mind, like, what I'm about to tell you, my natural default personality gravitates towards these things. So these are going to be the 5 alpha traits that women can sense or feel on an energetic level. This is what I wholeheartedly believe. The 5 things that I'm about to show you and tell you here, you are going to come across different socially, okay? I myself definitely have been told over the years I come across different socially compared to most people. But if you look at my life results, trajectory of my life, typically a lot smoother with a lot more results than the average bear. Okay, I'm not trying to say that to brag. It's just, it is what it is. Pretty much every goal in life I've ever had, I crushed. And I crushed it quick, and I don't waste a whole lot of time. Okay, so this isn't the how to get everyone to like you video. This is like the 5 alpha traits where women can just talk to you for even a few sentences and go, okay, he gets it, or okay, he's this type of guy, or like he is, this is him. And keep in mind, okay, most modern men don't have these capabilities I'm about to show you or tell you. They just don't. And if you can adapt your mind to thinking this way, you are going to run laps around the average dude. Like, it's going to be a night and day difference, especially for retaining interest levels. Like, these are like the core root of like what a woman looks for. Okay. Number 1, you do not need any drinks to socialize. Okay. This is number 1. The first alpha trait that a woman can sense on an energetic level is if you do not need any drinks to socialize. Me personally, I have not drank like in order to socialize in so many years. Like past the age of 21, 22, I was never ever doing that anymore. So me, if I go out to a bar, if I go out to a club, completely sober, no matter where I am. Now, what this helps is this actually helps you regulate your emotions. Most people feel uncomfortable and massive anxiety around anybody if they haven't been drinking when they go out to socialize. The first alpha trait that a woman can sense on an energetic level is if you are so comfortable with yourself, you're so comfortable with your own sense of calm that you can sit there, not drink anything, and still say, hey, how's your day going? Oh, cool, what are you up to? Oh, cool, where are you from? Oh, no way. And she looks at you and she sees you're making eye contact. She sees you're coming across normal. And she goes, have you been drinking at all? And you go, no, have you? She goes, yeah. Okay, most people, men and women, need drinks to socialize. This is just what you're going to find. And, you know, when you don't, like I'm one of those guys who just doesn't. People will say, hey, what's up with him? Or like, why isn't he drinking? But I don't care. Like, I don't care. You can say, why aren't you drinking? It ain't going to make me drink. You can say, oh, we all are. I'm going to say, I don't care. Okay? And when I look at my physique, when I look at my life results, I have way more success than most people. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And while everybody else needs to waste their Friday and Saturday, you know, drinking in order to talk to someone or to take the edge off, it's like, what does that actually say about you? You know, what does that say about your inner identity? What does that say about your inner confidence? If you need these drinks to get through this social setting, then you're probably not confident with just your natural sober state, who you are. And that's one thing that I always wanted and that I strive for. And that this is me, right? No matter where I'm at, this is how I behave and this is who I am. Okay? Which brings me to my second point. The second alpha trait that a woman can sense on an energetic level would be you do not need other people's approval or care if you are well liked. This is what I have found numerous times over and over. When you don't care about needing other people's approval, you will have people, oh, and keep in mind this, when you don't necessarily care if you're well liked, you will have people all of a sudden try to just start liking you. They will try to be your friend. You can sit there and do nothing and just mind your business, mind your own business. And you're going to have people who just want to talk to you. Now, it's not going to be everybody, but it's going to be a certain percentage and a certain type of person. It could be a friend, it could be a dating option. That is the type of person that goes good with you. Okay? The thing is you can't win over everybody, and you don't want to. But the second alpha trait that a woman can really sense on an energetic level is when you're so comfortable with yourself that you don't need other people's approval and you don't care if you're well liked. What you're going to notice will happen, especially with other men, okay, who are, let's say, higher value, or they can tell like you're just more masculine in general, you're going to definitely attract that type of friend. You're going to attract that type of person. And I'm telling you this, when you don't need other people's approval, you will naturally have them start conversations with you. You will naturally have them gravitate towards you. There's been numerous times in my life I've been sitting there minding my own business, talking to my one friend or talking to two friends, and I've sat there for 30, 40 minutes, and I've had people just come up and approach me all the time. All the time. It's been women in the past, it's been other dudes, it's been dudes trying to start conversations. They can see that I don't need to be outwardly attempting. When people see that you don't give outward effort and you're more inwardly focused, you definitely will attract a certain type of person, okay? And the thing is what you're going to notice, like I watch this all the time, you know, you'll see a dude where, you know, he works up the courage that night to socialize, and he'll talk to this woman and then that woman and then that woman, and he walks up to introduce himself to this woman, and you can tell he's really trying to make this effort. Or he'll spend 20 minutes talking to this one woman, you know, and he's sitting there, and he, at the end, you know, he says, hey, you know, let's exchange numbers, I'll text you and I'll let you know where I'm going tonight. And she don't care, and she moves on. And do you know what happens? She goes and talks to the guy that she wants to talk to. What I have found in life is the more I peel back everything and I'm like, is this needed or not? If it's not needed, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it completely. You can monitor your own success better. You can make strides quicker, okay? So like, if you ever think like, oh, you know, I wish I was the type of person who I needed, or like I could just, you know, get along with everyone and start drinking just because they are, just to socialize. It's like, no, you don't want to think that way. Like, if anything, you got to remember this. When they're sober, they envy you. When they're sober, they're jealous of you. Because whether that dude got laid that night or not, he wakes up and he doesn't feel good. He doesn't like that he needed those drinks in the first place. Like, all of this is tied together. So like, when you know yourself and you're okay with yourself, you don't need other people's approval. You like who you are. You like how you think. You like how you walk, talk, act, and operate. Women can sense that. They want a guy who just gets it. And that would be the second trait that I think you should strive for. As you internalize these traits, listen, this isn't going to be instant results. This is something that you build over time, okay? Something that you build over time. And you're going to notice people will like gravitate towards you without you giving any effort or trying at all. And that's what you want, is you want to be like a magnet, like a brick wall that just like sucks up that energy. That's the way I could describe it. Number 3, okay, this is the third thing you're going to notice about dudes who are more alpha, right? Or like an alpha trait that women can sense on an energetic level. You do not change your style. I see this all the time, right? Most guys in general, they don't have a sense of self. Okay, and here's the thing, like, here's what I can tell you, right? When I moved to Arizona from North Dakota, I did not update anything about my style. Nothing. I didn't update my style at all. There's a lot of people, you know, they move to a different city. It's like, and people maybe dress differently or something, so they change all their clothes and stuff and they try to fit in. No. If you have more of an alpha trait, you don't bend your style, your fashion, who you are in order to appease the room. Okay, you're also going to notice this with most guys, is it's like they're constantly trying to dress in order to fit the part or to look the part. It's like, why? So that way you can walk into the room and everybody can see that you look exactly like everybody else and you make sure that you fit in. That is literally the opposite of an alpha trait. Now, no matter the place or the venue, okay, here's what you're going to notice. And like, it's funny, like, most guys just don't understand this at all. The reason most guys just don't understand this, and if you actually look at who women gravitate to and respond to, this will start to click. Why do women gravitate towards actors, rappers, musicians? You're going to notice that dude, typically the way he got to the top in that industry or whatever, these guys have a strong sense of self. Okay, so you're going to notice whether they're at, no matter where they're at, the clothing's the same, and it's like they know who they are. I really believe this. If you're constantly changing up your style and you're constantly trying to look different or fit in, or it's like you need a different haircut, and now all of a sudden you're not satisfied with the clothes you have in your closet and you got to update this. It's like, how much do you really know yourself? Because listen, I've coached a lot of dudes in the past. I've seen a lot of just stuff in my life. You'll never be able to hold a woman's interest because of your great sense of style, right? Like that woman, like, listen, when you two, if you have a girlfriend or you have a family one day, in order to get that woman to every single day wake up and look at all the options in her smartphone and go, this is still my man, you have to know yourself at the highest level. You really have to know yourself. She has to be able to have full confidence that you are a man's man and you know yourself. Okay? Another thing is dudes who have to change their style and fit the occasion of the venue, they're also typically self-conscious about other people's judgment. Well, listen, I don't care about other people's judgment. I'm going to wear the stuff that I want. Okay, and most guys can't do this. Now, you might be one of the rare few who can. You might have your own sense of style, you might like it, but listen, most guys don't. Most guys don't. And it's a reflection of not knowing their true self. I really do believe that. It's like they don't know who they are, where they come from. The thing is that most guys don't understand too is that a lot of this stuff with confidence, this is genetic, okay? So the saying is the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, if you want to know who you are and your identity, okay, and how you behave and how you operate, what I would recommend is I would actually recommend taking a look at your dad and taking a look at your grandpa and saying, how do these guys behave? How do these guys behave? If you have a dad or a grandpa, you say, hey, what's the type of charismatic stuff my grandpa says that still, even at the age of 75, gets my grandma to laugh at Christmas? What is the stuff that he's doing that's just so charming to her? Well, you're probably a spitting image of that. Okay, so start letting these concepts think in. You're not going to be the next guru trying to emulate them. I see a lot of dudes who've tried to emulate my style over the years. They can't do it. You're not going to talk like me. You don't have the same mannerisms as me. You don't look the same way that I do. And then, that same dude who's impressionable, he goes to the next guru and tries to copy him. And yet he still wonders why when he goes out, he just can't be who he wants to be socially. Listen, you have to get to a point where you stop trying to change who you are. You really do. You have to accept who you are. It's a point of self-acceptance. And when you're completely comfortable with yourself like that, it kind of throws people for a loop where they're like, whoa, this guy's different. There is going to be certain women who eat that up, I'm telling you. Like, there's going to be some women that you meet who they're not used to that energy, so they don't know what to do, but it doesn't mean that they're not attracted to it. That's what you have to remember. They might not outwardly be social towards you, or they might not know what to say, but it doesn't mean that they're turned off, okay? That's what you got to remember. Doesn't mean that they're turned off. And in my experience, what I've found is the more that a woman says things like, oh, he's so weird, or he's so different, or why does he act like that? She's a lot closer to sleeping with him, than she is some other dude who just acts the same as everybody else. And I see this. The reason why even some attractive dudes, it's like they just struggle so bad is like, if you go to any sort of location, okay, even if they're attractive, even if they're lean, right? It's like same type of style, same button-up shirt, same type of pants, same type of shoes, and it's like you go into that room or that party, and it's like they're a spitting image of everybody else. There's no sense of uniqueness or individuality, and it's like she could talk to you, or she could talk to 5 other of you at that party, and it's the same thing, right? So like you got to get to a point, like me, for example, right? Like if I meet a woman, okay, if I were to meet a woman, it's like, she either wants a Midwestern dude from North Dakota who makes videos on this channel, and this is what I do, or she doesn't at some point. You can do all the charming, charismatic things to win her over, but at some point when she gets to know you at that core level, okay, like I make YouTube videos. Like, that's who I am, okay? So the woman is going to be like, yes, I want that type. He is my type. Or I'm not. And if I'm not, that's fine. But like so many guys, you're trying to like bend and adapt to what she wants. This isn't going to work. So like I see this all the time, dudes who change their style. It's like, back in the day, here's one thing I noticed, man. back in the day when I was in like high school, this was like 2012, 2013, 2014, that was when the undercut haircut became really popular, right? So dudes would shave the sides of their head and then like comb over the top. That was really popular, okay? And young dudes did this a lot of times. Well, here's what I noticed. The older dudes who would try to do this and emulate this, all of a sudden, like, you'd be walking around and you'd see a 55-year-old guy with like an undercut haircut and a comb over, and you can tell like he probably never had that hairstyle before. He did this because now this is what he sees the young dudes doing. It's like, that is not a sense of self. And one thing I noticed with these dudes who were constantly chasing the next trend or something, they all typically had failed marriages. They all had failed marriages, or they all had failed relationships, because that core isn't solid, okay? Like, if you take like a farmer or a cowboy, for example, a lot of times like that dude is through and through, that's what he does. Okay, he's a farmer, he, develops crops, tends to the crops, raises cattle, whatever. That's what he is. You're not going to change that. Okay, that rapper, that musician, that actor, that's who he is. That's why women gravitate towards dudes with strong sense of identity and strong sense of self. Yes, quick charm, or appeal of attractiveness can get you laid, but it cannot help you retain. These are inner masculine concepts you really have to internalize. So do not change your style, okay? Number 4, an alpha trait that women can sense on an energetic level, that man is opinionated. So that means that a bunch of dudes could say, hey, that ain't the right way to do it, right? You could have 100 dudes, 200 dudes all tell this one dude, hey, you shouldn't do it like that. That ain't the right way to do it. And that guy goes, you know what? I don't care. This is the right way for me. Okay? Listen, a strong sense of self. Let me give you an example. You will have a lot of dating coaches, for example, try and tell you that, like, if you go up to a woman and you compliment her and you said to her, oh, I thought you were so gorgeous, I had to come talk to you. You're going to have a lot of dating coaches tell you that that's a bad approach, when in reality, that's their opinion. So a guy with a strong sense of self, he'll be able to look at that dude and say, I don't care, it's the right way for me to approach. And if you did approach and it worked, it's like, at least she liked you for you. You didn't have to figure out some manufactured, scripted type of lines to hopefully adapt who you are. If you're the type of guy where that's what you say and that's what you want to say and that's congruent to you, then that's you. That is an alpha trait that a woman can sense on an energetic level, okay? You have to start to lean into who you are. And this is why, like, you cannot emulate another dating coach. You're not going to be able to emulate how I talk. You're not going to be able to emulate how the next dude on a podcast talks. You're just not. You are you. God only made one of you, and you are unique. You need to really step into who you are. And when a woman can tell that you wanted to say that line, and that was you, and that's how you do things, and you have that take it or leave it attitude, this is me, that is what a woman finds attractive. She wants to see that you know yourself. So number 4, a dude who has more of these masculine traits, right, he is opinionated. And number 5, this is what I found with dudes who have this sort of like more alpha trait. Their temperament is real masculine, right? They have ruthless time prioritization, which leads to a good return on investment in their financial future. Dudes who have all of these 4 things checked off that I've seen. So number 1, he doesn't need to drink to socialize. Number 2, he doesn't need the approval of other people. Number 3, he doesn't change up his style and he knows who he is. Number 4, he's opinionated about certain things. That brings me to number 5. Every single dude I've ever seen with this type of mindset is super ruthless with their time prioritization, and that's why that guy has results. That's why that guy has results. Another thing that you'll notice with these type of guys is women can sense that this guy's going somewhere and he doesn't need to be flashy. For example, being flashy, if you need a car, if you need a really expensive watch to attract attention, sure, that might be a good outward display of status or resources, but listen, she starts testing that core right away. She right away starts testing that core, and I'm telling you this, if a woman gets to know you and she sees that you have strong purpose, you are ruthless with your time and you don't waste a whole lot of time because you know that your goals are important. You are ambitious and you're driven and you're going somewhere for yourself. And it doesn't matter what the next industry trend is, you're not chasing that. You know who you are and you know what you're building. For example, me, I have over 5,000 videos uploaded on my YouTube channel between short form and long form. Doesn't matter what I say on those videos. Any woman looking at me instantly knows he's disciplined and he's dedicated. Right there. That's all it takes. You need to have these traits. When a woman senses that you have all this stuff that I'm talking about, it is very, 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 very hard for her to leave you. Because she ain't going to find another Casey Zander. And you got to have that exact same mindset with you. I really believe that. And it starts with getting clear on your time, putting it in the right spots, and man, you're going to see all these dudes maybe drinking to put on the mask of having fun. You need to really learn how to like be solid with yourself. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.